Where did we come from? Why are we here? What makes America America? To get a firm understanding of where we came from and hopefully where we're going and what's ahead, we need to take a look first at the big picture, which is why you see a map of the entire world. Now, as I'm sure you remember, we have 7 continents in our planet. The continent of North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia off on its own, and then down here, the always forgotten Antarctica. Now, if you look at numbers 1 and 2, if you look at the continents of North and South America, it appears as though they're kind of separated from the rest of the world. They're not touching the others that seem like they're, all so tight and doing things together. Africa, yeah, it's a little disconnected, but it's right there with both Europe and Asia. But that can't be any farther from the truth. The Americas are extremely connected to the rest of the globe, especially to continent number 4 here, Europe. So to get a good start on our own country's history, we first need to take a look at a different place's history. We need to look at Europe and really understand who they are, where they came from, and why we resulted from them. So let's take a look. All right, so we're looking at a map of Europe here, and to get an understanding of Europe, we need to know its geography. Okay? So let's examine a couple of parts to Europe's geography. Maybe the most important thing to know about Europe is this body of water down here. Probably heard of it before. Maybe you can't spell it. It is the Mediterranean Sea. Now, I'm not going to spell it out. I'm just going to put an MS because it's a long word and the ability to spell it isn't nearly as important as knowing what it's called and where it is. So if you look at the Mediterranean Sea, it divides Europe from both Africa down here in the south and Asia over here. And to give you maybe a little perspective, thinking about the Bible, down here where this little blob is coming in, that's the land of Canaan, that's Israel, everything, Jerusalem, most biblical things took place there. Okay, so the Mediterranean Sea, extremely important for what we're going to be studying. Now, looking at a couple of other things, let's look at other bodies of water. This right here, this small body of water is the English Channel, separating the United Kingdom, that island, from the rest of the continent. You have the North and Baltic Seas up here, which don't come into play all that much for our purpose. And then over here on the left, the Atlantic Ocean. Fairly simple geography that we need to just be aware of. As far as land goes in Europe, it's a lot of peninsulas. This peninsula right here where Spain currently is known as the Iberian Peninsula. You have a peninsula here that is home to Italy, and Italy's history is maybe the most important part of Europe. You have this peninsula down here that is home to Greece. That's known as the Balkan Peninsula. This peninsula right here is now home to Turkey. Some of the most influential countries of current day and of the past are these peninsulas, and that's not just a coincidence. I said before, the Mediterranean is extremely important. So what you need to do is figure out, think about, why is it that these peninsulas here, the Iberian Peninsula, Italian, the Greek one, otherwise known as the Balkan Peninsula, and Turkey, why is it that those peninsula countries became so influential? How do they relate to the rest of the continent? How do they relate to the rest of the world? Keeping in mind the importance of the Mediterranean Sea. Be prepared to discuss each of these simple bodies of water, these simple landforms, the peninsulas, and think about and be prepared to tell us why you think the peninsulas had so much influence in early European history.